Hi, this is Jordan Ramirez. Today's minisode is the character drama The Audition from 2019, directed by Ina Weiss, a well-developed character study about a music teacher pushing herself and her pupil to self-destruction. So, without further ado, you're listening to a film talk with Jordan Ramirez, Minisode. The film I am recommending for this minisode is the character drama The Audition from 2019, directed by Ina Weiss, starring Nina Hoss, Simon Abkarian, and Jens Albanese. Anna, played by Nina Hoss, is a music teacher at a repertoire school in Austria. She has a goal to tutor Alexander for 6 months before the audition to see if he passes. Anna becomes so obsessed not just with Alexander in terms of practice and getting a spot in the concert, but that it also takes her away from her family life with her son Jonas and her spouse Philippe, played by Simon Abkarian. Nina Hoss as Anna in this film is one of the most intense and complicated performances that I have ever reviewed. Anna is determined no matter what to be a perfectionist that she ultimately strives to not only help Alexander as a tutor, but she also tries to help out her son Jonas as well. That it ultimately leads to her son resenting her. Anna's goal in the film of helping Alexander as she keeps pushing herself is the complete opposite of films where the tutor gets along with the pupil as a bond of friendship. This film shows that even the best music teacher who is trying her best to get her pupil to be in tune can be pushed to her own breaking point. Not only is she focused on her classes with her pupil to prepare for this audition, but there is a subplot involving her relationship/affair with Christian, played by Jens Albanese, to get a spot in the concert to perform. The subplot reveals her character flaws, that not only is she taking her attention away from her son, but she is also taking it away from her spouse as well. In terms of the cinematography, I find the placement of each shot to be reminiscent of Joanna Hogg and her usage of wide and medium camera shots that is static without any movement. The intense moments in this film are the scenes between Anna and Alexander. She keeps telling Alexander to correct his shoulder posture as he keeps practicing the same piece of music over and over again. There is even a moment in the film when Alexander is practicing so hard that he ultimately gets a nosebleed. Those moments with Anna and Alexander in the class scenes between tutor and student are, to me, the most violent scenes in the film. Alexander keeps going fast and stops, then repeats the same cycle that Anna has to think of different ways to get him to perfect his violin practices in time for the audition date. Simon Abkarian in the film, who plays her spouse Philippe, is great in his performance. He shows concern for Anna, that I view him as one of the few redeeming good characters in this film. He works as a violin maker who has his own shop on the first floor of their apartment. The scenes between him and his wife Anna and his son Jonas are one of the most heartfelt and emotional scenes to watch. Early in the film, when Anna and her family are celebrating her birthday, Philippe takes out his guitar and sings a love song to her in French. It is an emotional and tender scene to watch, even if I am not fluent in French. The writing and the dialogue in the film may feel cliched, but as I watched it, the film was ending up going in another direction that was against the narrative of the mentor and pupil subgenre, that it is a complete rejection of it and its formulaic traits, that is more realistic and authentic, that doesn't feel too overacted and glossy. Ina Weiss, in an interview with The Movable Fest, said of the origin of the film project, "It was a long process. Layer after layer, we just started with can hear your thoughts and share mine. We put them together into something new. If you're always alone, you're like an amoeba. To find a good co-writer is like having a close friend or husband." When it came to finding the cast for the film, she said, "It took a long time to find the right cast. If you have the right person for the role, then you can give them freedom. Sometimes it doesn't work and I have to take a different approach to get what I need from them." Nina Hoss was handed the script for this film and said, "I was immediately intrigued by this character because I really like if I don't understand someone immediately. So I thought, what is this with the woman? I could relate to being very disciplined as a musician. And that's what you ask from your pupils as well." But on the other hand, she keeps on talking about how you have to imagine the sound before you produce it. It's all up to who you are as a person and what you want to express in your music and be able to do that. You've just got to be able to work like crazy to have the technical part down. That's intertwined with the personality. And, as Ina said, you put layer after layer out and discover who she is, because she doesn't know in the moment of time. For the rest of the cast, Ina was searching for the best actor to portray Anna's husband, Philippe, and she ultimately found Simon Abkarian, who was a well-known French actor in his home country. Ina described in an interview why she wanted Anna's husband in the film to be French. "It was always supposed to be someone from another country, because we wanted to give Nina's character something. She wanted to get away from her father. She wanted to go to another country to have her own life. That was very necessary for the character. And then, why French?" It has to do as well with Les Films du Lessange, because we spoke with the head of the production company, Margaret Menegas, who read the script and said she would do it, and voila. The next actor to be cast as Christian, whom Anna later has an affair with in the film, was Jens Albanus from Denmark. For the two young actors playing Alexander and Jonas, the filmmaker cast two non-professional actors. The first was Ilya Monti, and the other was Serafin Mishiev. Ina said of Ilya, "He's very good. He has won many prizes now in Germany. I've known him now nearly 3 or 4 years. I looked at students in music school where I know 2 teachers, and one teacher told me to take a look at this particular boy, and on camera, he is very natural." Ina described how she cast Serafin Mishiev as Jonas. "I researched at the Bach Museum in Berlin, and a piano teacher there told me, 'You have to take a look at this boy.' I saw a lot of boys, about 100, and went to every concert, and when I saw Serafin, and he was a little strange, and I thought, that's interesting. When I did a casting session with him, he was talking like we are talking now together. It was very normal, and he is obsessed with the instrument. There is one scene where Anna hits him and I wanted him to shut the instrument in a box, but it was impossible." Ina Weiss had only 28 days to film for her production schedule, and the first thing that she focused on was the storyboards for the film. Location was another factor that Ina had to think about when production on the film was starting. "We had a flat and 2 days later they say, 'No, we can't use the flat.' I thought, oh no. I had worked with my cinematographer Judith Kaufman and the crew. I said, 'We can't do this here. This process we did 3 or 4 times. People do not want to shoot because there is no place for the car anymore.' The school was a big thing. It's not a story about we're here at one point and another point and action. Everything must be believable. It's a film about work, not art. What is art? I wanted to show musicians working. Sometimes Judith would say, 'It's so beautiful here.' I said, 'No, it's too beautiful. I need something not too real and beautiful.' The visual language was influenced by Ingmar Bergman and French cinema. I like Francois Truffaut because of his characters and the warmth in his films, but not every film. It is the same with Bergman. I enjoy his humanity and films such as These Women. I can't say that I want a movie made like that. Sometimes it is a point of view. It comes together from many things." The film made its debut at the Toronto International Film Festival on September 8, 2019. It later made its debut in the United States at the Berlin and Beyond Film Festival in San Francisco, California on February 13, 2020. Early reviews of the film were mixed. However, Nina Hoss received positive praise for her performance in the film. This is one of my new favorite character dramas that focuses on the difficult world in classic music that is both intense and subtle to watch, from the performances, to the writing, to the cinematography, to the direction that is worth watching. This film would actually make a great double bill with Todd Field's Tar from 2022 in a total of 4 hours, if you can stand sitting and watching for that long. On the next episode of Film Talk with Jordi Ramirez, it's Love and Basketball from 2000, directed by Gina Prince Bythewood, airing this Friday at 4 p.m. on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Radio Public. This has been a Film Talk with Jordi Ramirez minisode. Tune into the Minisodes every Monday at 12 p.m. on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Radio Public. If you want to be a guest on my special interactive video podcast, make sure to send your recommendation on the Film Talk with Jordan Ramirez Facebook page or send your audition video on YouTube or Instagram Shorts. The video podcast will be on Spotify. If you are on Spotify, make sure to like and subscribe to keep this show going, and make sure to recommend your friends and family members to tune into this podcast. I also have my own YouTube channel, Film Talk with Jordan Ramirez, where you can watch my latest video podcast and make sure to like and subscribe. And until then, I'll see you at the movies.